Never tell people what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about the power of silence, about the importance of knowing when to keep what you do close to your heart, of embracing the strength of quiet intention. I know we live in a world that shouts from every rooftop. It's a world where people often measure their success by the number of likes, the amount of applause, and the recognition they get. But I'm here to tell you something different. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Sometimes it's better to let your success do the talking. Keeping your intentions close to you isn't about secrecy, it's about purpose. It's about focusing your energy on creating, on building, on nurturing your dreams, rather than scattering that energy by broadcasting every step of the way. When we share our plans too soon, we're opening the door to influence, to judgment, to other people's doubts or expectations. And sometimes those voices get loud enough to drown out our own. There's strength in working quietly and letting your success reveal itself in its own time. It's about protecting the sacred space where your ideas are born and keeping that space free from outside noise. Imagine how powerful it feels when you're able to stand there with your work complete and say, this is what I've done without anyone else having seen you coming. Trust me, when you keep your goals to yourself, you're preserving your energy. You're keeping yourself focused on what really matters. Because in the end, it's not about impressing others. It's about fulfilling your purpose, about living the life you've envisioned for yourself without needing validation from anyone else. So the next time you feel the urge to announce your plans, take a moment and ask yourself, who is this really for? What are you gaining by sharing this right now? Hold on to your dreams, guard them, nurture them, and let them grow until they're ready to be shared with the world. You'll be surprised by the strength you gain by simply holding back. Now, remember this, your dreams are yours, and sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to let them grow in silence. Keep it close to your heart. When I say keep it close to your heart, I'm talking about nurturing that vision you have. You know the one, that dream, that hope, that goal, it's fragile in its early stages. It's like a small flame flickering in the wind, and it needs protecting. So often we feel the need to tell everyone what we're working on to seek validation or encouragement. But sometimes the best thing we can do is hold that dream close, nurture it quietly, and give it the space to grow strong before it's shared. Think about it. Not everyone will see the vision you see. They won't feel the fire you feel. They might not understand. They might even doubt you. And if we're honest with ourselves, sometimes we're not even ready for that doubt. Those early stages are delicate when we keep our dreams close to our heart, or when we're creating a safe space for them to grow without outside interference, without anyone else's expectations or opinions clouding the picture. It's a private, sacred moment between you and that dream. Keeping it close to your heart means giving it the time to develop fully. It's giving yourself permission to make mistakes, to learn, to adjust without the pressure of an audience watching. Imagine how liberating that is. When you don't have to announce every step, you give yourself the freedom to experiment, to grow stronger, to mold that dream exactly as you envision it. And let me tell you, there is something so powerful in that. When you keep something close to your heart, you're allowing it to live and breathe, to become a part of you. You're saying, I believe in this enough to honor it with my full attention without needing anyone else's applause, without needing anyone else's approval. You're creating a foundation that's based in your own faith, your own strength. When you keep it close to your heart, it becomes a part of who you are, your purpose, your path. It becomes something that isn't swayed by the opinions or judgments of others because it's been built in silence, in strength, in resilience. And there is something magical about that. Silence as strength. There's a power in silence that most people overlook. In a world where everyone is clamoring to be seen and heard, where we feel like every accomplishment needs to be broadcasted, silence is an act of courage. It's a form of strength that's not about showing off or proving anything to anyone. It's about knowing yourself so deeply believing in yourself so fully that you don't need to shout from the rooftops to feel validated. When you cultivate silence, you're creating space to connect with yourself on a profound level. You're tuning out the world's noise so you can hear what your own heart is saying. In that quiet, you find clarity. You find answers. You start to understand what you truly want, what you're willing to work for, what you're willing to risk. Silence lets you focus on the journey, not just the destination. It's a sanctuary you can test your ideas, where you can build, grow, and transform, free from the influence of anyone else's expectations. And let's be real, silence is a powerful shield. Not everyone who listens to your dreams is rooting for you. Not everyone who hears about your ambitions wants to see you succeed. Some will doubt, some will discourage, and some will project their own limitations onto you. But when you choose silence, you're choosing to keep your dreams free from all that. You're protecting the purity of your vision, guarding it from negativity, shielding it from criticism that could dim your light before it even has a chance to shine. Silence isn't passive, it's purposeful. When you're silent, you're saying, I'm not here to seek approval. I'm here to do the work. You're building the foundation of your dreams without distraction, without noise, and without interruption. Silence is the strength that gives you focus, that allows you to pour every ounce of your energy into what truly matters. It's that quiet force that lets you go deep, that keeps you grounded and true, that helps you hold fast to your own voice in a world that's constantly trying to drown it out. And when the time comes when you're ready to step forward and show the world what you've been working on, your silence will have done something powerful. It will have turned into resilience, into confidence, into a sense of peace that says, I don't need anyone's permission to follow my path. Silence as strength is not about holding back. It's about building yourself up, preparing for the moment when your actions, your work will speak louder than any words ever could. In silence, you're laying down roots. You're building a foundation that no storm, no opinion, no setback can shake. Silence becomes the soil where you plant your dreams, where you water them, nurture them, watch them grow until they're strong enough to withstand the world. And let me tell you, when you emerge from that silence, ready to share your work, there's a power in you that cannot be ignored. Focus over flash. Let me tell you, there's a beauty and strength in the simple act of focus that most people don't appreciate. We're living in a world obsessed with flash. We see it everywhere. People want things fast. They want things glamorous. They want things to look impressive even before they're real. It's become more about the show, the appearance, than the substance. But true greatness doesn't come from flash. It comes from focus. It comes from putting in the work, day in and day out, whether anyone is watching or not. When you choose focus over flash, you're choosing purpose over pretense. You're saying, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to make a real impact. And that kind of commitment, that kind of dedication demands a depth that flash can never reach. Focus means you're willing to dive deep, to learn, to grow, to stumble and get back up, to put in the time and energy that real success demands. Flash may be what catches people's attention, but focus is what keeps it. Focus is about pouring your whole self into what matters. It's about knowing that the journey to greatness isn't always pretty. It's not about the applause, the attention, or the accolades. It's about grit. It's about tenacity. It's about keeping your eyes on your own path, ignoring the distractions, the noise, the temptation to get caught up in what everyone else is doing. Focus is staying true to your purpose, even when the spotlight is somewhere else, even when the world is telling you to take shortcuts or dazzle for the sake of appearances. When you choose focus over flash, you're also choosing integrity. You're choosing to build something real, something lasting, something that will stand the test of time. Flash might give you quick results, but those results are fleeting. Focus, though, that's where you create something that endures. It's where you invest in yourself and your vision in the process, knowing that when you stay true to that commitment, success will follow in its own time. And here's the thing about focus, it builds character, It teaches you patience, resilience, and wisdom. It shapes you in ways that flash never could. When you focus, you're developing skills, you're learning perseverance, you're becoming someone who doesn't just know how to succeed, but understands the journey it takes to get there. And let me tell you, that is a gift, because the moment when you do step forward and you'll be standing there with something so solid, so substantial that it can't be ignored. Focus over flash means valuing substance over style. It's about putting in the work before you share it, building yourself up from the inside before anyone else even knows what you're doing. It's about trusting the process, knowing that true success doesn't happen overnight. And it's about knowing that in the end, the only approval that truly matters is your own, knowing that you've done the work, that you've given it your all, that you didn't cut corners or settle for anything less than your best. So focus over flash isn't just a choice. It's a way of life. It's a commitment to excellence that shines from the inside out, that isn't dependent on anyone else's opinions, that grows stronger over time. Focus over flash is about honoring the journey, trusting that when you give everything you have to what truly matters, the success you build will be so much more than a momentary sparkle. It will be the foundation of a legacy. Validation is overrated. Let me tell you something we often forget: validation is overrated. That's right. We live in a time where we're conditioned to seek approval, to look outside ourselves for confirmation of our worth. But here's the truth, my friends, you don't need anyone else's approval to be worthy, to be powerful, or to live out your purpose. You already have everything you need within you, but we spend so much time looking for others to tell us who we are, what we're capable of, or even what we should be doing. We get caught in this cycle of craving likes, applause, a nod of approval, but you don't need any of that to be complete. When we rely on validation, we give away our power. We hand over the keys to our own happiness, to our own confidence, and we put them in the hands of someone else. And the thing is, those hands, whether it's friends, family, colleagues, or even strangers, those hands are not always steady. They're not always supportive. They may not even understand your dreams. But when you base your worth on others' opinions, it becomes a roller coaster, one that takes you up and down depending on whether people are cheering you on or standing silently by. Validation is overrated because it keeps you from being fully in your own corner. Instead of listening to your own voice, you end up chasing after others' voices, hoping they'll tell you you're on the right path. But here's the secret: your own voice knows best. You know best. You know who you are. You know what you want. And you know the work it's going to take to get there. No one else can truly know that, not the way you do. And when you let go of needing validation, you free yourself. You give yourself the power to follow your own path, to move confidently, to dream fearlessly, because you're no longer held back by anyone else's opinions. Now, that doesn't mean you won't feel good when people support you or believe in you, of course. That feels amazing. But what I'm saying is this: that kind of support should be extra, not essential. Let it be the cherry on top, not the whole sundae. Because when your confidence, your self-worth, and your vision come from within, you're unstoppable. You're grounded in a way that doesn't waver. When the world doubts, you believe. When no one else understands, you understand. And that kind of power, that kind of inner trust is unbreakable. Choosing to live without the need for validation is choosing freedom. It's choosing to live for yourself, not for an audience. It's saying, I don't need to fit into anyone else's box. I don't need to meet anyone else's expectations. I don't need permission to follow my heart. Imagine how powerful that feels. It's a way of honoring yourself, of standing firmly in your own truth without waiting for someone else to tell you it's okay. Validation is overrated because it only lasts for a moment, but the validation you give yourself, that stays. It grows. It becomes your foundation. It's the knowledge that you're enough exactly as you are right now without needing anyone else's approval to complete you. And when you live from that place of inner strength, you're no longer swayed by praise or criticism. You know who you are, and that kind of certainty, that kind of wholeness is a gift that only you can give yourself. So the next time you feel tempted to seek validation, pause. Remind yourself that the most important approval is your own. Remind yourself that you're already worthy, already capable, already enough. You don't need anyone to confirm it because you already know it. And when you live from that place, when you move through life with that kind of self-assurance, you shine from the inside out. That's the kind of power no one can take away from you, the kind of light that's unshakable, unstoppable. Purpose over applause. Let me talk to you today about something that runs deeper than the cheers, deeper than the praise, and that is purpose. Because, my friends, applause may sound sweet, it may feel good, but applause alone doesn't feed the soul. Applause is fleeting, it comes and goes, it's there in the moment, but it fades as quickly as it arrives. Purpose, however, that's the fire that keeps you going. Purpose is the quiet, steady heartbeat of your life, the reason you get up each morning. Purpose is what makes the journey worthwhile when no one else is watching, when no one else is clapping, when it's just you and your vision working in the silence. When you put purpose above applause, you're choosing to live a life that's real, a life that's rooted in something unshakable. You're saying, I'm here to do the work that I'm meant to do, not just to entertain, not just to impress, but to fulfill something bigger than myself. Purpose is what keeps you grounded when the world's opinions shift, when the applause stops. And trust me, at some point, it does stop. If your drive is based on applause alone, you'll always be chasing validation, looking for the next crowd, the next approval. But purpose carries you when the applause is gone, when the spotlight has shifted, when you're alone with the work. Purpose says, keep going, I've got you. Living with purpose means being committed to something more than a moment of recognition. It's about impact, legacy, contribution. It's about knowing that the work you're doing, the life you're leading, has meaning beyond yourself. Applause may feel good in the moment, but it doesn't last. It doesn't fill you up. It doesn't keep you steady when the journey gets tough. But purpose does that. Purpose is the bedrock that keeps you moving forward, the fuel that keeps you steady, the calling that whispers you were made for this. Choosing purpose over applause is about knowing that the journey is not about quick wins. It's not about fame or acknowledgement. It's about staying true to your path, regardless of who's watching, who's cheering, or who's not. It's about showing up every single day for something you believe in, something that resonates with your soul. It's about those moments of quiet satisfaction, those moments when you know deep down that you are exactly where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what you're meant to do, regardless of who notices. When you live with purpose, you understand that you're not here to just make noise. You're here to make a difference. You're here to create something real, something lasting, something that isn't defined by someone else's applause or approval. Purpose gives you resilience. It gives you strength. It becomes a part of you. Applause fades, but purpose is yours to keep. Purpose fills you up from within. It anchors you. It makes your journey meaningful, even when the world around you is silent. Purpose over applause is about owning your journey, about being guided by your own inner compass, not by the opinions of others. It's knowing that true fulfillment comes from doing what you're meant to do, from serving others, from using your gifts to make a difference. Applause is a gift when it comes, but it is not your guide. It is not the reason. When you choose purpose, you're choosing to live for something that cannot be taken away, something that will sustain you in every high and every low, something that gives you courage when the road is hard and joy when the work is done. So let me tell you, live for your purpose. Let that be your guiding light. Let that be the reason behind every choice you make. When you live for purpose over applause, you're choosing a life of true impact, a life that matters, a life that is about more than just being seen. Because applause may make a noise, but purpose makes a difference. And when you're guided by purpose, you're unstoppable, unshakable, and deeply, truly fulfilled. Let success do the talking. There's a power in letting your success speak for itself. In a world where so many people are ready to shout their plans, to announce every step, every small win, there is something incredibly powerful about staying quiet and letting your work do the talking. It's about trusting that your results will shine brighter than any words ever could. It's about knowing that real success, lasting success, doesn't need to be paraded or shouted from the rooftops. It simply shines on its own. When you let success do the talking, you're showing the world that you're more focused on the work than on the noise around it. You're focused on the journey, on doing what it takes to make your dreams a reality, rather than telling everyone what you're going to do before it's even done. There's a quiet strength in that kind of focus, a deep confidence that says, I don't need to prove anything to anyone right now. I'm busy building. That's the power of action over talk, the strength of letting your achievements speak louder than any speech. Think about it. When you let your success speak for itself, people take notice without you even saying a word. Your results, your impact, the way you've shown up consistently day after day, that's what people remember. They remember your journey, your resilience, the fact that you weren't out there announcing every little step, but you were there putting in the work. And when that moment comes, when the success you've built reveals itself, there's no need for an explanation, no need to convince anyone of your worth. Your work, your commitment, your journey speaks for itself. That's a power no one can deny. When you choose to let success do the talking, you're showing yourself that you believe in what you're doing enough to let the work unfold on its own. You're saying, I trust the process. I trust myself. And that kind of trust is unbreakable because it doesn't rely on validation or acknowledgement along the way. It's rooted in knowing that you are enough, that your path is right, that you're moving forward even if no one else knows it yet. You're giving yourself permission to keep your focus on what truly matters, on the work itself, on the vision you're bringing to life, on the impact you're going to make. You're not just here to talk about change, you're here to create. Very step you take is writing that story. Let the world see you for what you've created, for what you've given, for the way you've shown up when no one else was looking. Because success, real success, needs no introduction, no explanation. It shines all on its own. And when that moment arrives, when the work you've poured yourself into comes to light, it will speak with a clarity, a power, a truth that no amount of talking could ever match. Let success be your voice. Let it be your message. Let it speak louder than any words ever could. Conclusion. So my friends, remember this: true power doesn't lie in the words we say or the noise we make. It's in the work we put in, the journey we commit to, and the purpose we carry in our hearts. When we let our success do the talking, we're choosing to live with integrity, with patience, with focus. We're choosing to be anchored in something that doesn't need validation or applause. Letting success be our voice is a quiet but mighty force. It's the strength to believe in ourselves deeply enough to work in silence, to grow without show, to build without broadcasting. And when we finally arrive at those moments of success, when our efforts come to light, it will be a testament to our resilience, our dedication, and our unwavering commitment to our purpose. So go out there, trust the journey, keep your focus, and let your success speak for you. Because when it does, it will tell a story of perseverance, a story of impact, and a story of someone who just talked about change, they created it.